Welcome to the Emme Factor Live. Daily teachings about next level of yoga, taking us into a deeper journey to ourselves. My name is Em, and I have been for the past almost week now teaching daily yoga classes as my little contribution to everybody who has been sitting at home. And I invite you today again to practice with me. I hope you have some time to go back to some of the other classes that I've taught in the previous days and just listen a little bit into it. I think there are a lot of nuggets that might be very helpful in how to deal with these really, really challenging times right now. I want to give you a little bit of a glimpse of everything that yoga has to offer. So while I am not a big fan of random classes, I want you to see how we can create a practice that is actually a deeper dialogue with ourselves and not just doing yoga the best we know how on our mat. My classes are deep dives, and I would love to explain to you that most yoga classes can be roughly divided into two sections, into two departments or groups. And one is a teaching class and one is a practice class. And so you need to understand that while you are on your mat and you're trying to follow somebody in the front or right now on a bigger or smaller screen at home, it is very, very difficult to actually get the things right. And so it is important that, and I would love to encourage you to do this in your yoga practice, that you take time to learn things and then you practice them. So sometimes it would be good to just watch and listen and be taught. I call those teaching classes. And a lot of my classes are teaching classes. So I don't want you to just do things. I want you to be able to absorb them. Yeah, some of us are learners where we learn through our ears. Some of us need to see it. Some of us can do this with closed eyes and just sense and feel, but all of this needs to be learned. It needs to be trained. And so my classes, my intention is for you to take something with you every single day when we meet that you can take in your yoga practice and you let it enhance and change your yoga practice, and that you can grow with it. So imagine there are kind of like different levels, and every time you practice, we want a part of it to be a part of growth. So it is encouraged to bump a little bit into parts where you feel like, wow, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing here. The more you start to practice with that awareness, the more you will get curious and you will want to know things that you previously haven't understood or that weren't clear. And I call this practicing in the light. Yeah. So my intention with these classes is not only to give you a break in this time where we are at home, but teach you something that you can take with you, walk away from this class, and it has changed your yoga practice forever. So the past few days, I've talked a lot about relaxation and breath. I have focused a lot about immediate techniques that can help us soothe the emotions and the energy that we are all surrounded by. It is very difficult to manage this right now, and if you have not been trained to sit with a time of uncertainty, if this is not what you have consciously done in your life before, these days are going to feel really, really hard and challenging. And very often they create fear, they create anxiety, we don't sleep anymore, and our mind is racing. So there are different ways to deal with it. I have already taught a few of them in the other classes. And today is another technique that I would love to propose, and I hope you join me in it, and that is to move our body. So the reason why we practice yoga asanas, yoga exercises on our mat, has many different reasons, but one of the ones that I want to highlight today is that we can, through movement, through moving our entire body in much more complex ways than we usually do when we stand and sit. And I believe a lot of you, if you're not able to go outside a lot, your movement will suffer in these times when we are at home. When we are on our yoga mat, we invite a lot of movements. We invite energy into our body, and that can be very balancing, it can be energizing, it can be calming, and all of this we experience as well-being on our yoga mat. This is why so many of us are drawn to the practice, because we feel better afterwards. Yeah, so this is one part, but only one part. So today I would like to guide you through a slow moving flow of movements, some preparatory postures and some yoga asanas. If you have never practiced yoga before, this might be a little bit too much. If you want to join me, please do so. Do it cautiously, in a way where you don't do anything that creates pain. So because I can't see you and you're not standing in front of me, it is very important that you don't do movements that are painful. Yeah? To have a professional that can evaluate why this is painful and if we can push through or not is the only way to get a very precise and clear personal recommendation. So the recommendation in these videos, live or not live, are always, if something hurts, please back off. We do not want to move into the pain. That's the safest way. It is not always the right way, because sometimes we have to push through, but you cannot evaluate this alone at home. So if something is too much, please back off and just modify the pose a little bit so that you get out of pain. Yeah? All right. We will need a mat. If you have blocks, this would be wonderful, and a yoga strap. I have a little cushion that I like to put under my knees sometimes. I just want to give this as an option. If you have a blanket or something that can cushion your knees, that's wonderful too, especially if you have a hard floor and the mat is a little bit harder. Okay, so we will be starting in standing position today. Move my blanket out the way, and we will start with both feet spread apart as wide as our hip is wide. So I want you to think one long line from the hip bones all the way through the knees to the second toes. Spread your toes wide, open them, and find a good balance on the four corners of the feet, equally grounded. We are lifting up from our lower belly. This is the pelvic triangle here. We are lifting our rib cage up. Keep our pelvis bone in a way where we don't exaggerate the curve of our back, as well as not round it and flatten it out. This is called a neutral spine, and it is worth it to dive a little bit deeper into where your neutral spine is. This would be a whole nother class, and I'm happy to teach this at a different time. Okay, lift your rib cage up, sternum up high, draw the chin in so that the back part of the crown of the head is lifted. This should feel like as if it's effortless to stand up tall and long, yet still have enough activation in our body so that we can stand with balance and strength. This is called Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes. We take a deep breath in, widen our rib cage, widen our chest. We draw breath into our diaphragm and feel the slight movement in the upper abdomen. Ground your feet and grow with each inhalation. Exhale into your feet and ground into the ground beneath you. Let's do this one more time. Inhale and exhale. Open your eyes and slowly rise up your palms towards your chest and follow the movement of your breath. We inhale, lift our palms up. Exhale and let them slowly ground back down. Inhale and exhale. We want to come in a rhythmical breath that is a little bit guided, not tense, flowing, and the arms are following the movement of the breath. Inhale, let the elbows open out to the side, and exhale. Let's do this one more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, circle the palms halfway up and back down. The palms are leading the way. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Let your arms come forward one more time. Inhale. Exhale the arms forward. Inhale back to center, to your chest, all the way to the center of our body, down into our hips. Inhale 1. Extend forward 2. Inhale 3. And exhale down. Beautiful. Let's do this a few more times. Keep breathing. Soft arm movements. 1. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Again. Inhale. Up. Exhale your breath forward. Inhale back in. We're drawing the energy. We're allowing it to come back into our body. Last time. One more. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale down. Beautiful. We allow the arms to keep moving. Up all the way. Exhale down. Inhale. Circle the palms. The breath is starting to expand a little bit deeper. So it's a wider, deeper breath. Inhale. And exhale into the center of my core. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. We slowly lift up the right arm. Inhale. Bend to the left side. Exhale. Lift the left arm up all the way high. And hands to our heart. Exhale. Beautiful. Left arm rises up. Inhale. Bend to the right side. Exhale. Lift the right arm. Lift. And hands to your heart. Anjali Mudra. Let's repeat this on the left side. 1 and 2. Lift the right arm. Hands to your heart. Right arm starts. Inhale 1. Exhale, bend, beautiful side bend. Rise up the left arm, palms overhead, hands to your heart. You can lift your gaze. Left arm 1. Bend to the right, go as deep as you can. Reach the right arm up to meet the other palm. Hands to your heart. Last time, right arm lifts. Bend to the left side. Left arm rises up to meet the other palm and hands to your heart. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in and open your palms. We slowly roll down one vertebra at a time towards our feet. Our goal is to move only our vertebrae. Roll up back up into a standing position. Roll your shoulder blades back to the back of your hips and lift your gaze and squeeze together. One more time. Chin, roll your head to the chest, round your upper back, round the middle back, round the lower back. Fold in your sacrum a little bit. There's a slight hip fold. Bend the knees and come as deep down as you can. Stay here for a moment and just relax your head, shoulders, neck. And then slowly from here, from the strength of your legs, round up. The tailbone is all the way rounded. Tuck under. And then slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Shoulder blades back. Hands to the back of your hips. This is our kidney area. Squeeze your shoulder blades and elbows together and lift your chest up. Chin lifts up. Don't create a crunch in the neck. Let your neck be elongated. We do not want to crunch the neck. Pay attention to this. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and arrive back in mountain pose. Beautiful. Okay, let's circle our palms up. Hands to our heart. Bend the knees and forward fold all the way. Place your palms onto the ground. From here, come into table position. In table, we lift and lengthen our spine all the way up. Extend your sitting bones. Hinge in the hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. This is a very active position. And in this activity, you can bend your knees slightly. Try to fold your belly to your thighs. Fold them down. And from here, fold all the way down towards the ground. You might want to use your blocks. Yeah, this is absolutely fine. If you can reach with your fingertips the ground, do so. Keep your knees bent as much as you need to so you can come to the ground. If you are able to fully extend the legs, please do so. But make sure that we're not coming into a rounded position in our hips and spine. Yeah, this is really important. So from this hip hinge, we are folding forward. Wonderful. Let's do this one more time. Tailbone lifts, elongates your chest, shoulder blades come together, draw the chin in and fold forward into Uttanasana, standing forward fold. You see, I'm not using my arms yet. I am folding forward with my own core and hip hinge. We're stepping the left leg back into a right lunge. Know where your lunge is. Slightly internally rotate the back leg, elongate your spine, and see if you can tilt your pelvis a little bit so that you have support in your lumbar and sacral spine. Bend the back knee down. Stay low here for a moment and press into the back of your back foot all the way down. And then very slowly move a little bit and start to create movement in your hip joint, side to side, and stretch out your back leg. The front part of the back hip is stretching out. So here is where I want you to feel it all the way down. Extend the back leg. Stay in this low position for just a moment. Bend one more time. Hover over the ground without the knee touching and extend again. Beautiful. Slowly step forward gracefully between your blocks. Come into table position one more time. Remember that table is preparation for our forward fold all the way down without pushing with your arms. I don't want you to pull yet. Yeah, this is a different part. I want you to use your core to come closer to your legs. Towards the feet is where we're going. And if you stay here for a moment, notice if your body weight is on your heels. Most of us, we stand on our heels because it balances the body from not falling forward. But the important part is that you lift
the sit bones up and fold forward. So you have to have one long line. Beautiful. Other leg. Right leg rises up. Know where you're stepping into lunge and step back into your left lunge. 90-degree angle in the front knee. Look at your foot. Take one more note where your position is. And then slowly elongate and lengthen. Create a beautiful stretch in the front part of your right hip. And some of us will feel this in the back part of the left leg as well. Good. Ground the back heel. Spread those toes wide. Take a deep breath in and see if you can lengthen in this position. Back of the crown of the head is reaching up and forward, and the back heel back down. Bend the back knee. Stay low in this position. Now, I want to quickly make you aware of one more thing. A lot of yogis are just arching the back when they are in this deep position. I want you to learn to tilt your pelvis, because that's when we really create a stretch in our hip. So instead of just going as deep as we can and letting the back absorb a part of this movement, we want to warm our hips, because this is a hip opener. So what I want to do is to tilt my pelvis back. Yeah? Do you know what that means? To tilt the pelvis back, and see what a difference it makes even in my hip already here. When I now go forward, I get the deep stretch in the hip rather than arching my back and just allowing myself to absorb most of it in my spine. Yeah, it's not the intention of this movement. It's not a back bend. This is a hip opener. So we're leaning forward and we're tucking. Your glute is really engaged here. And your core is activated and really helps. So we should be able to hold this position with a lot of strength. Good. And slowly extend the back leg. We probably will be quite a bit deeper. And then hover one more time. Internally rotate the back thigh and let both inner thighs draw towards each other. How would this feel if we could scissor them, drawing them towards each other? Beautiful. And then from here, we're stepping into downward facing dog. Slowly transition back and come into your first down dog of the day. Pedal the feet. Take a deep breath in. Remember what downward facing dog is about. If you don't know, it's worth it to learn the essence of this pose. Good. And very slowly from here, lift up onto both tippy toes all the way up high and lengthen the sit bones. So what we try to expand here is our spine, and then ground your heels and lift back up. This is not about heels touching the ground. They will do this over time. The important part is that you're lengthening your spine. Wonderful. And then from here, we are slowly rounding, just like we did in our standing position, into plank, high plank. Hold here for a moment. Deep breath. Calm strength. Bend the knees to the ground, shorten your core, stretch into child's pose. Exhale. Inhale, lift your gaze. Slide your arms to the outside of your mat and come into a rolling cobra, where we come onto the belly, preparing for our first cobra position. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Remember, cobra is not pushing up, yeah? Cobra is a chest opener. It's an upper back strengthener. You can open your legs a little bit and really engage the glutes and the full back part of our body. And slowly lower down. Beautiful. Curl the toes under. Push yourself up into downward facing dog. Slowly, deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Draw the rib cage in. Feel that your rib cage is not flaring out. We want the core to be engaged. Do you know how to engage your core in downward facing dog? Right leg steps forward. Knee to the chest, lift up all the way high. Step forward into lunge. Bend the back knee down. Anjaneyasana. Slowly lift up. Again, remember our pelvic tilt, and from there grow our torso upward. Wonderful. We take the right arm and hug behind our back. The left arm rises up, and see if you can stretch your hip forward a little bit more. Lift your gaze, and breath by breath, we're stretching into a hip opening position. The left hip flexor opens. Slowly, left elbow lowers to the outside of the right knee. And we place the palms on top of each other and twist. Now, our goal is to twist from the thoracic spine and create length in your torso before you twist. So the stability that we need to be able to be balanced and stable here comes from our core. And slowly, hands back to our heart. Wonderful. Left hand comes to the ground. Extend the back left leg and slowly twist one more time out into this beautiful lengthened twist. Keep breathing. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, twist. Maybe turn a little bit wider without shifting your sacrum. Keep it completely flat and square. And slowly back to center. Slow motion, transition into downward facing dog. You will notice that the slower we move, the more strength need to be acquired. It looks like nothing much, but it's a full-blown workout if you know how to direct and guide your body in these movements. Again, we are creating a wave-like motion, one vertebra at a time, coming into plank. You see that I have moved my arms a little bit because from downward facing dog into plank, I need a little bit wider space. And slowly we come onto our elbows. 1, 2. Good. Hold that position one moment. Shorten your core. And slowly bend both knees. Extend them. Tuck under. Bend both knees. And extend. Don't let your tailbone lift up when you bend the knees, yeah? That's a resting position and the opposite of what we want to do. Tuck under, shorten your core. Extend, beautiful. And slowly from here, roll the left arm in a 90-degree angle under and come into side plank on the left side. So from here, a good variation is to bend the left knee and come into one long line. Hips on top of each other. Left shoulder on top of the right wrist. So now I want you to feel this all the way here in your side. Good. And we lift up the right arm. Gaze up. And then we hug the right arm. And don't lift up your whole entire shoulder. Hips stay square. I am twisting as far as I can under my left armpit. Keep twisting and lift back up. Number 3, keep breathing slowly. Lift up and again.
again. Exhale. And lift. Yeah, requires a little bit of strength. If you have been practicing yoga, this should be doable. Lift up and release. Good. We are coming back into plank. 1, 2. Lift up. Downward facing dog. Ground your heels. Left leg steps forward into left lunge. Exhale, right knee lowers. Really internally rotate your hip from here. Rise up and immediately tilt your pelvis. Yeah? Lots of glute work. Good. Find that position that is stable and balanced. You should be able to find stability here. Yeah, good. Okay. Left arm hugs behind our back. You can use your other hand to actually pull that arm through a little bit. So you're hugging around your waist. Lift up the right arm and very slowly bend to the left side. So see if you can create a nice stretch that you will feel all the way in your side body. And don't arch your back. Yeah? The important part here is that we learn to activate our core. And the only way we can activate our core muscles here is to tilt back, glute engagement, and activation of the core. Yeah? This is worth learning, people. Because if you do, you will be able to get so much more out of these movements. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. So we're starting to twist. If you like, put your left hand for just one moment onto your sacrum and notice if you can stay square there. And then the left hand comes on top of the right arm. You can hinge into it and twist a little bit deeper. Now take a couple of breaths. And every exhalation allows us to work on twisting further into a place where we're more stable and more balanced. Slowly back to center, hands to your heart. Keep your core still engaged. Lower the right arm down to the inside of your ankle and extend. One more time from here. We're twisting. This time, this other arm, the right arm, has very little body weight on it. So very little. And lower down. Let's do this one more time. Stability in your hip. Do not change the angle of the hip. And twist. If the head is looking forward, it's a little bit easier to balance. Once you rise the head up, you see, it's even more difficult for me to talk then. Back to center. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Ground your heels. Let's take 3 breaths. In down dog. This could act as our pause, as a break where we catch our breath. Remember to release. It's really not release. There's no release here. This is a very active position. To activate your shoulder blades, to bring the rib cage in, and to lift the sit bones up as much as we can. Last little effort. Roll 1 vertebra at a time into plank position. And we come onto the elbows. 1, 2. Good. Bend the knees to the ground. And extend. Again, don't rest. Don't tilt your hip. We need exactly that posterior pelvic tilt with our core engagement. Do you know how to do that? Okay, right arm rotates into a 90-degree angle. Heels to the right, heel to toe, and we're lifting up into a side plank position. Let me turn around so you can see me. Okay, side plank. Now from here, because we're going to hang out for a moment here, bend the right knee. behind you into a 90-degree angle. Now, left hand under your sacrum, and the inner edge of your left foot is grounded into the ground. Now I want you to feel this all the way in your side, waist here. These are the muscles that lift us up, supported by the shoulders that are lifting. Okay, now one more time. Glutes are engaged. Our core in the front is activated. If your belly is relaxed, we need to learn how to activate our core here. Good, and then lift up the left arm and hug around your armpit. Don't circle or rotate your whole entire body. It's just the shoulders from the thoracic spine. So go as far as you can without sticking the bottom out in the back. Look if you are doing this, if you are sticking the bottom out, or if you can stay in one long line. There's a huge difference, yeah? So hug under and lift up. Let's do this a couple of more times. Stay with me if you can. And lift up. Again. Hug under. Stay up high. Stay up high. Lift up. Last time. One more. Flex the foot. Hug under. Stick your hips on top of each other. Stack them. And slowly come back up into last plank of the day. Downward facing dog. Ground your heels. And slowly walk forward, one foot at a time, between our hands. Lengthen into table. And forward fold. This time, if you like, if your belly is on your thighs, you can very lightly hug around your calf muscles or heels and very lightly let your head, chest go towards the feet. So this is not pulling our head towards the knees. Yeah, very often super misunderstood. What we want is to fold our belly onto our thighs. And when I use my arms, and you see I'm using them very lightly, I want my exhalation to allow my head, my shoulders, and my chest to go towards the feet. And you see, breath by breath, I'm not using my arms a lot. I am folding deeper. So take a few patient breaths here. Can we hang out here for a moment and work on Uttanasana? If the knees want to bend, see if you can extend them as far as they allow you. Exhale. Inhale. And you will notice how my whole back body elongates and lengthens when I inhale. And when I exhale, I draw deeper. Beautiful. And then very slowly, bend the knees. Flatten your back. Come up a little bit higher. Activate the back of your legs when you get up now. Open the arms as wide as you can. Lift them higher than your shoulders. This is a beautiful back strengthener. Keep your core active and come into a light standing position. Light back bend. Stretch the front body now that we have stretched the back. This is called volcano pose. It's not a movement back, it's a movement forward, upward. And hands open up. Bring your palms to your heart slowly. And take a deep breath in. Wonderful, yeah? So, ask yourself, am I practicing in the light? Could I learn and dig a little bit deeper into what these movements have to offer? Do I really know? Is my practice informed by understanding my own body? Do I understand why I am doing what I'm doing? How magical would it be if this is the next level in yoga? If it's not about creating more advanced, funky poses that look a certain way on the outside, but if I had the control to move my body the way I want, to move energy, to stay healthy, to create balance, a good posture and strength, to know what it feels like to dance with strength and mobility, so that movement seems effortless when we look at it on the outside. And slowly open up. Beautiful. All right, let's come down onto the ground, please. We will lay on our backs. So I will take my belt for just a moment. And we will lay down flat on our back. Take another deep breath in. Knees are bent and open your feet a little bit wider. And then slowly windshield wiper motion with the legs. You have seen me do this probably in each class. We rotate the hip joint, the legs and the hip socket internally and externally. And if you reach the arms overhead, you get an even deeper side stretch. Stay with your attention in your body. See if we can create more space. And back to center. Wonderful. Now from here, we are starting with the right leg. Left leg extends out to the ground. You can take your belt, and I always use the little loop that we have at the end of the belt. Bring it around the right foot and pre-stretch just a smudge the knee to the chest. And then slowly extend the right leg. Now do me a favor and let go of the belt. So we want to be able to hold, the starting position needs to be a position where we're able to hold the legs anyway by ourselves. As much as you can, extend the knee, as much as you can. I know many of us will have the knee bent. I rather you extend the leg and lower the angle than to stretch here, yeah? This is not going to get you any further because this is exactly that part that we actually need to stretch in the back of the knee. So the effort needs to be to fully extend. And the way how we can do it is to let the ankle be higher, yeah? This is way more effective than this, yeah? So allow your ego to go to the side. This is not the right time to be competitive. So extend the knee wherever it is, and then slowly start to deepen the stretch with the foot flexed and with our leg extended as much as we can. And from here, we open up the leg out to the side very slowly. Let it lower down. My elbow can come down onto the ground, and I'm opening up my right leg. My hips stay square. I am aiming towards being able to hold on with my hand around the heel, but you don't need to do this today. So hold on to your belt. If you can, absolutely do so.
Keep the knee extended, hips are square, and slowly lift back up to center. Find your center position one more time. Switch the belt into the other hand. In this case, the left arm. Open up the right arm to the side and cross the leg over. So without lifting any part of your right side, just cross the leg over. This creates a beautiful, intense stretch on the outside of your leg, all the way from your heel, especially if you flex the foot, all the way from your heel down into your glute. Good. And then very slowly lift the right hip and start to lowering down into a twisting position. So we are lifting the right side of your body, of our bodies, and lowering down super slowly. Come into this beautiful deep twist. The right shoulder and the arm stay on the ground. Ah, deep breath into your rib cage, into your chest. While I'm holding that leg, I notice one more time, is my knee bent? Is it extended? Can I hold it here for one more breath? The strength to be able to hold these positions, we certainly have to build up, yeah? So the more you practice with a high precision in your movement, the more you will get out of it. And then slowly bend the knee, lift back up, bring the right heel onto your left knee, and come into figure 4 stretch. Quickly move my microphone. I hope you can still hear me, yes. All right, so figure 4 stretch. Now, the foot is deeply flexed, the right foot is flexed, which means I am pressing the outer edge of my foot out to the side. That's how I want it to be flexed. And now from here, see if you can either hug around your left thigh, or even more, if you can hug around your left shin and cross over the left heel towards the right bottom. Let me turn around so you can see this. So instead of just lifting up and holding here, I want this leg, the left leg, to cross over towards the right bottom. And if you now look at your hip, you will see how your hip stays square and level. Yeah, this is really good and important. Now the shin is parallel to the chest as much as we can, wherever this is today. And the tailbone and sacrum lowers down to the ground. So I don't want this to just lift up all the way. Try to flatten it onto the ground while the right knee and ankle come closer to your chest. And then slowly open up. So there's a lot of technique to consider if we want to practice with a beautiful awareness of what we're doing and how we're doing it. Let your knees open up to the side, soles of the feet together for one breath. And then we bring our knees in and switch to the other side. Right leg extends out to the ground. Belt around the left foot. The belt is positioned over the ball of your foot. Yeah? So don't bring the belt to the center of your foot, but bring it a little bit higher over the ball. There's more stability there because there's an arch up here, and sometimes this can create discomfort. So flex the foot, lift up the left leg. Now remember, we want to let go. Yeah, we need to be able to let go. So if your angle is right now here, but your knee is extended, that is wonderful. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So here we go. Need to be able to hold and just lightly pull. and release. I would say there is about 70 or maybe 60 to 70% my own leg is doing the movement. And then 30% I am using my arms to go a tiny little bit further. But my goal would be that I can hold this position here and hold it. Yes, and even if it goes back a little bit, then I draw my leg in and I hold it. So I want activation while I'm stretching, yeah? Good, we open out to the side, so keep the foot flexed, elongate the leg, and then slowly, wherever your angle is today, open the left leg out to the side and stretch a little bit deeper. So our goal is not to bring the leg down to the ground and keep the angle low. Our goal is to lift up the leg towards the ear so that I can use my hand and hug around the ankle or heel. That's where we're going, yeah? So now the other leg fully stretches and extends. Take a moment to feel that stretch and breathe into it. Can we be with that stretch that requires us to hold, yet open and widen and expand a bit more? And slowly lift back up. And switch the arms. So right hand comes onto the belt and we first cross over. Just the leg crosses over. Beautiful stretch on the outside. I hope you all feel that. And then slowly lower down. Very slowly. Start to lift the left side of the body while you lower down the leg and keep the shoulder blade on the ground. Now I'm breathing into my rib cage, into my side body. I can feel my breath in my chest opening up and creating expansion in that area while I twist. One more. And slowly bend the knee. Come back to center. Good. The right foot steps onto the ground and the left heel again crosses over the right knee. Figure 4 on this side. Slowly lift up, flex the foot. This is important. Press the outer edge out to the side. And then slowly hug either around your right thigh, or if you can, if you are a little bit further closer to the chest, you can hug with the left arm around your right foot and slightly cross it. If you now take a peek at your hips, they should be completely square. It shouldn't be tilted or torqued or bent to one side, yeah? Very tricky if we don't know how to get there. So the important part is normally when we do this, the hip is going to shift a little bit and it will move this leg out. That's not what we want. We want the opposite. We want the foot to cross over and to keep the hip square. Now relax your head, shoulders and neck, and then slowly with each breath I can even move my legs very, very softly and slowly from side to side. Creates a deeper stretch in my left hip joint, and I can really feel exactly the part that is moved through and that is stretched right now. And then slowly release the legs. Beautiful. Place the soles of the feet together. Let the knees open up. Take one more moment to release. And then we transition into Shavasana. So either you just bring the feet onto the ground and let your knees sink towards each other. This is a modified Shavasana. Or we extend both legs out. Let the legs slightly open up. If you like, I am going to cover up with my blanket. And I also would like to show you one more thing. This is called an eye pillow. Yeah? And you can use something that is at home that has kind of like this shape. I think it's filled with lavender in this case. You don't have to have anything of that, but something that gives a little bit weight and you can lay onto your eyes very lightly is a really, really wonderful addition to go into a deeper relaxation. So I don't know if you have that at home or something like a little pillow that is really small, or maybe just even a small towel that you can put over your eyes, because the darkness is going to give you a deeper relaxation. So if you have that, please use it. I also love the blanket in different times of the year, so cover up if you like. And we come into our last position of today's class, Shavasana. So let your legs be free so that they are not restricted by the blanket. Place your eye pillow over your head. Find length first. Remember how I talked about Shavasana the past few days. And then let the arms come alongside your body. We will take a moment to release and let go, to end our class in a balanced way. If you have learned what Shavasana is all about, you can guide yourself a little bit in this pose before you completely relax. You will know what to focus on, what to do while you relax and let go. And it's worth it to learn these things because they will so much enhance your practice. So find your breath, and maybe a couple of breaths. Breathe a little deeper. Exhale through your lips. We feel the body as a whole. We surrender our physical body. We surrender our heart. And we surrender our mind to stay with us in the present moment. If you should start to feel anxious, if your mind is coming up with all kinds of stories and things to pull you away from the present moment here on our mat, take a deep breath in. Call your mind back lovingly and tell yourself all is well in this moment in time. Yes, there's stuff going on the outside. Yes, it will be there, right there for us to go back into if we choose so after we are finished here. But right now and here, all is well. I know I am strong. I know I am resilient. I know I have gone through challenges before. And I know I am not alone. We are all together in this. I know I will adapt. I know I will modify my life. I know that in all of this, there's an opportunity to grow, to expand, to pivot. I know I will rise up to this challenge. And I know I have control over what I think. And if I discipline my mind, if I stand guard in what I allow my body, mind, and spirit to enter, I am not powerless. I stand guard. The choices and the actions that we take right now and here will determine how we will get out of this. So in this relaxed and peaceful, restful position, I would like for us to get out of with a renewed strength, a renewed sense of knowing that we will get out of this and deal with whatever is in front of us. Allow your breath to deepen one more time. And slowly start to awaken your body back to movement. Take your eye pillow off your eyes and feel the difference right there when we take it off and the eyes are still closed. And then slowly awaken the body and stretch out to a little bit more movement. Hands and feet. Turn your head from side to side. Maybe bring the legs into your chest one more time. And we roll over to the right side. Let's slowly lift ourselves up. Do it slowly. Don't jump up fast. It's not necessary. Keep a little bit of this balanced energy that we have created. Keep it with you. Let's come into our last seated position. May we be healthy. May we be well. May we be at peace. And may we be free. We end our class with gratitude that we can practice, that we have yoga in our lives, and that hopefully you get this glimpse of how wonderful it is when you practice yoga on your own, when this is not a journey that is always just guided by somebody else, but to learn how to practice your own yoga, your own personal practice that is informed by your needs, informed by being in tune with yourself, your body, mind, and spirit, by having done the work to get to know yourself so that we can live our own life with authenticity and grace. So that when we breathe, we do it with intention. We do it with love. We do it with compassion for ourselves and for others. And we do it with deep gratitude in our heart for the blessings that surround us, even in the most tumultuous and challenging and frightening times. It was my joy and pleasure to practice with you today, and I will see you soon tomorrow. Namaste.